September 23rd, 2001. The day that Mo Lewis changed the entire landscape of the NFL. Who the heck is Mo Lewis? Well, take a look at it for yourself.
The 2001 season was barely underway when Drew Bledsoe suffered internal injuries from a brutal hit by Mo Lewis.
After that hit, Drew Bledsoe was forced to watch his backup excel from the sideline. The backup's name happened to be Tom Brady, and this is how the story begins. After that hit, Tom Brady would go on to easily, and I mean easily, take the starting spot over and give the rest of the NFL 2 decades of hell. Just look at the stats. 3 MVPs with the Patriots, 6 Super Bowl wins with the Patriots, countless other passing records that he still holds. Before I make my next point, let's take a look at Drew Bledsoe. When taking a look at Drew Bledsoe, there was nothing that he had shown, and he definitely had the time to show it. Her favorite team had a strong shot to potentially have at least 1 Super Bowl win on their belt. Just 1. All because Drew Bledsoe had decided to step out before getting hit. That single play. Instead, what we got to witness is a decade of team after team falling short to the most hated individuals in the NFL. It's crazy to think how a single play changed the entire landscape of the NFL, but it's true. And this is how Mo Lewis started the best dynasty in sports. Just like in this example, this video is going to be about a few moments or plays that had a significant impact on the entire landscape of the NFL. The next moment that almost changed the NFL forever, and it's fitting that we just talked about Tom Brady and the Patriots, is, well, it was a snowy night in Foxborough, December 2002, and the 2 best teams in the entirety of the playoffs were facing off against each other. It was just initially an ordinary playoff game. However, it turned out to be nowhere near ordinary at all.
Number 42. Blitz. Lost the football. It's on the ground. Covered by the Raiders. His college teammate, Charles Woodson.
Now, what if, just what if, the Raiders would have gotten that ball and went on to the Super Bowl instead? There's so many dominoes that fell because of that single rule. So please, fasten your seatbelt and let's address them. Now, what if the Raiders would have gone on to the Super Bowl instead? Let's just say they lose to the Rams. Well, then this would have played out. As many of you know, after the loss, John Gruden was traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after the Raiders lost to the Patriots, and then he proceeded to beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl the following year. However, a Super Bowl berth would have definitely locked him into another year, and then the Raiders would have beat the Bucs the next year in the Super Bowl instead of losing them. Or what if the Raiders beat the Rams in the Super Bowl and then went back to back? Would the Silver and Black have been the dynasty of the 2000s instead? Well, that's the thing with these kind of things. We will never know. The next moment we're going to be talking about is a little bit different. The first 2 were focused around the Patriots, not by choice, but just organically. The next one has so many different twists and turns, so I'm going to try to explain it as best as possible, all while not boring you guys to death. The year is 2004. We're in the draft room this time around, and the talk has all been surrounded on Eli not wanting to go to the Chargers. But what if Eli actually decided to be okay with the Chargers? Well, then Ben would have gone over to the Giants. How can I be so sure of this? Well, they had Ben ranked as the second best quarterback on the board, after Eli, of course. They being the Giants. What about Rivers? I haven't forgotten about him. Rivers ends up with the Steelers, so now we're all on the same page, right? Eli to the Chargers, Ben to the Giants, Rivers to the Steelers. Guess what? We're just getting started. Now, just like Ben did, Rivers goes on to win the Super Bowl in his second year and takes the early lead in the rivalry between the three quarterbacks. Again, this is just the tip of the iceberg, as Eli's with the Chargers now, and we all know how many times the Chargers fell flat to the Patriots. Yes, we're talking about the Patriots again, unfortunately. But now, Eli plays with the Chargers, who we all know has had Tom Brady's number throughout his career. This is going to be proven to be a big factor as he ends up knocking off the Patriots in 2006. Then he goes on to beat the overrated Bears team in the Super Bowl. Oh wait, did I forget to mention how he went to the Super Bowl? Well, he beat his brother Peyton in the conference championship game. We are still just getting started. You see, the following year, the Pats went undefeated, and we all know how that went. This time around, Eli upsets them again in the conference championship game and goes on to the Super Bowl. But who does he face this time around, as he's a Charger now? Remember the guy that got drafted to the Giants? Ben Roethlisberger. This time around, Ben beats Eli in the Super Bowl. Now, how's that for a crazy sequence of events? But we weren't even able to address some of the byproducts of this move, which just adds to the craziness. Peyton Manning ends up with 0 rings. Tom Brady ends up with only 4 rings. How's that for moments changing the entirety of the NFL? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and sub. I don't really have an outro.